Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Julie with Freedom Wholesale, and today I'm going to be working on a personal vehicle this time instead of a vehicle that we would be getting ready for the lot. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to show you guys how you can detail your car quickly and efficiently yourself. This car goes up and down a dirt road, as you can see, and there is a lot of red dirt and dust on the inside. Not as much grime though, but I'm going to show you how you might be able to tackle the specific issues that you might be having in your own car. If you go to the link in the description, we have an Amazon store that lists all of these detail items that we use on a daily basis for professional use, but they're also great for personal use like this. Clicking the link down to the list in the description helps us as a channel at no extra cost. So it doesn't add an extra fee or anything to the purchase. So if you do want to check out some of these items, they are all linked down below, either the same ones or as similar as we could find. One of the first things in any detail is vacuuming. If you do have a shop vac, all's to the good. You can do it with a regular household vacuum as well. A hose and smaller crevice attachments, mustache brushes, anything like that, that's gonna work great for a vehicle. In the process of vacuuming, if you have pets, different hairs and things that are sticking to the carpet and to the upholstery, lint rollers are fantastic. Another is a pet brush like this. One side actually can brush your pet and the other is really great for removing pet hair out of things like furniture. But you're also going to need gloves, paper towels, and window cleaner. This is Sprayway's glass cleaner. You might have seen it in stores. It's one of the best affordable brands. A microfiber cloth is also really great for doing windows in addition to paper towels. I'll go into that when we get to the windows, but this actually really helps with streaks. Usually household cleaners that are all-purpose will be safe to use on a vehicle as long as it does not include bleach. Today we're going to be using Simple Green, which is what we use on all of our vehicles here in the shop. If you're looking to avoid chemicals, there are some other options that you could try. One of them being great value brand called Blue Lavender All-Purpose Cleaner. It says on the back of the label that it's made without formaldehyde, ammonia, synthetic fragrances. It's also made in the USA, which is amazing. So anyway, if you're looking for something that has less chemicals that might be a better fit for you, or you can make your own solution out of other household items like vinegar, essential oil, you get the point. I like to use Dawn dish soap in addition to an all-purpose cleaner added to a bucket. Add a gallon to 2 gallons of water. That solution is really effective for door jams, plastic, even on the seats if you leather treat afterwards. This one actually does have leather, so that's what we're going to be going over today. To that, we're going to be adding a couple of different sponges. We like to use the Scotch-Brite brand. So one of them is this yellow Dobie Original Scrub Sponge. So it's got kind of a rougher exterior, but it's also squishy because it has a sponge in the middle. The other is this non-scratch scour pad, and the non-scratch is important because there is a version that will scratch. So make sure that you look for the non-scratch version. Another great tool is a toothbrush. You might have seen if you've watched our other detail videos that we love ourselves some toothbrushes because they get where a lot of sponges cannot reach. Another thing is magic eraser sponges. They are much cheaper if you get them from another source. Online, you can get a pack like this for a fraction of the magic eraser price. So it doesn't make sense to pay more for the name brand when this is the exact same thing. Once you've applied your cleaning solution and you're looking to dry it, there are different cloths you can use. A lot of people use old rags. We bought dish towels. They tend to hold up really well. We've been using these for several months now, and they're still going strong. They just look a little stained because we use them every day, but they work really well for this application. Another thing you can use is old socks that have holes in them that you're keeping a hold of as rags. All right, so the very first thing that we need to do to this vehicle is to remove all the personal items in a bag and set those aside. The next thing we're going to do is remove mats. These were aftermarket rubber mats. They're very easy to clean. We usually tag them with a tire brush at the same time that we would wash a vehicle, scrub it really well, let it air dry, and then put them back in the car. In the back here, we took the existing mat and flipped it over to the rubber side. That has helped tremendously with the upkeep. In the back too, there's an extra compartment that I decided to vacuum as well. It's a really good idea to vacuum as many compartments as possible and as many crevices as you can get to. The crevice attachment is really effective for most applications because the thinner opening creates a more powerful suction, as well as it being thin enough to get into most places. Also, getting underneath the seats and the seat tracks, making sure to put the seats all the way forward, all the way back, getting as much of that surface as possible. I will use the mustache brush on a lot of the plastic and on these faux leather seats because plastic and faux leather do tend to scrape and scratch fairly easily. So whenever I use the crevice tool on them, I try to be very careful. Something I also like to do is vacuum the doors. It's not necessary, but I find that it makes it easier when I go to clean it later. The dashboard is very satisfying to vacuum, although you can't get the attachment as far up into it, but a lot can be removed off of the dash surface by the vacuum initially. Not everybody has a full day to devote to a car detail, so if you are able to give it a really good vacuum, that in and of itself is fairly sufficient. Using our all-purpose cleaner and water solution, we're going to take our sponges and start wiping down the plastic, starting with doors. I went ahead and started in the rear of the vehicle because I don't know about anybody else, but I will forget. In fact, I actually did forget the back door jamb in the process of filming. Had to go back and finish that. So it's great to get it out of the way so that you don't even have to think about it anymore. I'm actually using a soft sponge to wipe the surface. I like to go back with something scrubbier on different places that need spot treatment. When wiping down large surfaces of plastic, it's good to work in a consistent pattern. I like to start out with swirling motions and then wrap up with horizontal back and forth so that I know that a surface has been gotten at least twice. These door panels also had a bit of a suede section on them of cloth, which I had vacuumed, but there was still hair and dust attached to that material, so I went back with a lint roller. Some of these areas where dust had really become embedded to the plastic, I needed to go over it a couple of different times. I went with a soft sponge, a scrubbier sponge, and then again with magic eraser. Once I've used a magic eraser, it will leave behind a bit of a white residue. You want to make sure to remove that either with another sponge or with your cloth. With cloth seats, a really good vacuum will help a lot. When it comes to wiping down faux leather seats, it depends on what type of faux leather it is and whether or not it is aged to the point of peeling or cracking. If it has, you need to work really carefully. If not, then you could use several scrub tools to get that surface clean. If you've seen our other videos, you've seen Chrissy actually drill a lot of those seats, brushes, all sorts of stuff to remove the grime that can be embedded. It's important after deep cleaning on a faux leather seat to leather treat, and we do have a leather treatment product in the list down below. Again, with the seat tracks, making sure to push them all the way forward, pull them all the way back, and wipe those tracks down. There might be some grease that's in there to make the tracks go smoothly. We're not necessarily looking to wipe any of that away. In fact, if you can avoid it, do that. If the sponge has gotten grease on it, I wouldn't put it back in with the other tools in the cleaning solution. I would stop using that sponge and clean it separately so that you're not getting grease onto the other tools and then onto whatever surface you're cleaning next. I also like to clean the floor vent that's underneath the passenger seat. An extra step would be scrubbing the pedals. Make sure to lay a towel down underneath the pedals first before you start cleaning so that the dirty water does not sink down into the carpet. I like to break up the dirt first with a toothbrush or with a tire brush and then go back in with a scrub pad before drying. Another easy thing to forget is the glove box. They tend to be fairly dusty because the cabin air filter is usually behind it. So that's another key place that you can clean and it will make a huge difference. Another is the vents. Air conditioning vents can be really difficult depending on what kind of vehicle you have. The best tool that I would recommend for such tight spaces, especially ones that move, and that could break easily would be toothbrush and the Scotch-Brite scrub pad, because it's thin and it can get a lot further than a regular sponge. When it comes to the steering wheel, patience is required because this part of the vehicle moves and it can be difficult to hold it and scrub it at the same time, especially when you're working on the outer rim. There are a lot of crevices in a steering wheel too because of the buttons, so take your time on it. It does take a minute. I've said this in a video before, but it is important when you're cleaning the dashboard not to use too much water because of all of the teeny tiny buttons and areas where it could seep through to the electronics behind them. Again, the toothbrush is amazing. I can sort of dust, in a way, get the dirt to come out of all those tiny areas so that all I have to do is wipe with the sponge and I don't have to worry about squeezing liquid into those tiny areas. My one tip in this area, because it is difficult to remove gunk from the very bottom of cup holders and console, a lot of vehicles have removable liners in the bottom of cup holders and possibly even the console. That's a huge advantage if they are super crusty and nasty. If I'm towards the end of the cleaning process, I'll throw it straight into my bucket of solution, let it soak there for a minute before I start scrubbing it, and dry it separately, throw it back into its original cup holder or place. It looks brand new. Moving on to door jambs. I'm not gonna lie, door jambs can be extremely frustrating. Even professionals will skimp on this part of the detail, so you never have to feel guilty about skipping over or not going quite as in depth when it comes to door jambs, because they are an absolute pain. The hinges too might have sharp edges of metal in the deepest part of the door jamb, so it's very important to wear gloves at this point. Toothbrush is amazing when all else fails, and the thin Scotch-Brite pad. Moving on to the windows. When I spray the solution, I'm not spraying a huge amount. I'm not trying to get everything wet. And then I wipe with a paper towel. I usually start with circular motions and then in horizontal and vertical lines. I also try to make sure to get all of the edges. And on the front and rear doors, I put the window down just a fraction so that I can get the edge of that window too. Then I go in with the microfiber cloth and I go in very deliberate vertical or horizontal lines, also making sure to get those edges. I also apply a lot more pressure with the microfiber cloth to remove any streaks that the paper towel may have left. I'm also getting the rear view mirror and the mirrors that are in the visor. Those are also a huge thing that I always forget, is those tiny little visor mirrors. We actually use a brand of window cleaner that comes from a local company, so it's not the Sprayway brand, but it is very similar to that formula. And this is the final result. And that's the basics of detail. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. If you like content like this, feel free to subscribe down below. We put out weekly videos on how you can maintenance your own car and projects that we have as a car business here at the shop. If you guys would like an in-depth tutorial on how to wash your vehicle at home, feel free to leave your opinion in the comments below. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you again next week. See ya.